What is up? It is Blynn. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya? Happy Tuesday. So we have got a lot to get into today because Ethan Klein uploaded, of course, the H3 podcast yesterday, and girl, there's some mess, there's some tea, there's some drama coming out of it, and I'm kind of relieved because things have been a little bit slow on the drama front. But this H3 podcast, girl, there's some tea. There is some tea. And you guys seem to really like my last H3 podcast drama video. So, yes, we're back. We're doing another one about that because, girl, yesterday, there was so much that went on in Ethan's podcast. I'm calling it Ethan's podcast. I know it's the H3 podcast. But, you know, Ethan Klein is the host, and a lot of what happens, I feel like, falls on his shoulders. So, yesterday in the podcast, Ethan was first of all talking about how he hasn't got sponsors anymore since their last homophobic scandal and all of this. But then there was a far more interesting moment in the podcast where it actually appeared that Donna was hitting Ethan's dad, and then Ethan's dad hit her back. I've got the clip here, so I'm going to roll it. It is quite a long clip, bear with, but watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
You guys went to a Dodger game yesterday. Mom goes to the bathroom. Were people booing when you came back?
Yes.
No, they weren't still booing.
They were.
Well, you know what happened when
That's
people...
how I knew what was going on.
When people, like a
He's
wrestling
mentally
match.
ill. My father is mentally ill. So
And
my
then
dad is
someone-
out there by himself. My mom's not even there. And people are booing him, and he's doing this. Like, do you think you're a supervillain or something?
Exactly.
Ethan, let me share.
Like this.
Let me share something with you.
Come on, bring it.
Okay, shush. So I had to go to the bathroom. It was the fifth inning, and I said to Dad, "Hold on to my pen if you could, keep score for me," because he was eating. The line in the restroom was so long, so God knows how long I had been gone. But when I came back, everyone's booing. And,
Oh, my God.
and
Everyone's
everyone
booing.
in our section was booing.
Everyone in our
And
section was booing.
And saying what a party pooper he was. And then on top of it, the ball was between his legs.
No, it
He
wasn't.
had-
It was on the floor.
It was on
the
the floor
ground between my
your legs.
feet. That's not...
He had taken my pen and punctured.
Well, I had to plan it out. I had no weapons to use. So I knew the pen was there, and I thought if the opportunity arises, I got the pen, I'm ready to go. So the ball ended up on the aisle, and then it ended up right next to me. Picked up the pen, and I posted a photo, proudly posted a photo of that, of course.
Dad,
So he had the ball on the floor, and the one of the ushers came for the beach ball. I kept on trying to take the deflated ball from your father, and he wouldn't relinquish it. Finally, I managed to rip it away from his grip and give it to the usher.
You wouldn't give it to the usher?
No, that's not what happened.
That's
Ushers
exactly what happened.
There's no ushers going after beach balls anymore. They stopped doing that like 5 years ago.
How can you guys have such conflicting stories? Dad says no usher.
What made you think she was an usher? It was not an
Then
usher.
who was it?
I didn't know what the heck was going
Hold on. Dad, who took the ball?
Some rando. She came and wanted it, and there was still air in it, and I didn't want it going again. So then I had the joy of actually stomping on it a few times to get all the air out of the small hole, because the knife makes a nice deep wound, but the pen, it's only like that size. So I had to squash it to get all the air out.
It was the usher, he said. She had a badge. She was the usher.
How do you think they stopped going after beach balls? Because the crowd likes it.
No.
And it's harmless.
It's not harmless.
Nobody's getting hit in the head or their food launched. That's a fallacy.
The next Dodger game, come along with me. I'll recreate the stabbing. I know it's been very traumatic. It's affected your entire adult life. Maybe if we can recreate it, you can ponder it, think about what happened, see it really isn't that bad.
It's
I came
horrific.
up to Dad afterwards, and he was expressing how he felt about what Dad had did. And honestly, I think if Dad had been a younger man, they might have gone to blows. But the guy looked at Dad and said, "Oh, this is an old man. Someone will accuse me of elder abuse or something."
So who's this guy that came up to you?
Well, let's just let Mom tell the story. Go ahead, Donna. Go ahead and finish it up. I don't know. It's like we live in two different realities sometimes. So this Latino. Oh, he's an usher now.
No, the girl.
Oh well, let's make him an usher too. So this usher came up to me and said, "Why did you do that?"
No, I didn't say he was.
Oh, he's not. He was. You sure?
Yes, sure.
Okay. He wasn't an usher, according to Donna. So he comes and he stands next to me and he leans over and he goes, "You're the guy that punctured the ball?" I went, "Yeah." Yeah, we talked for a minute, and then once he understood where I was coming from, he seemed to calm down and went, "Okay," and just turned around and went back to his seat.
Mom, what happened?
That's what happened.
The young man came over and talked to Dad.
You
like
already
he said.
Dad, wait. I want her version.
Calm down, Gary.
Now, Mom is going to steal my joke that I told her earlier about him looking at me and saying, "Well, do I want to punch this guy or do I want to get arrested for elder abuse?" You know, so it was my joke that she took because she didn't even know there was elder abuse. But please.
I'm pretty sure that's what you do to her.
Please, Governor, continue.
All right, Mom, go ahead. What actually happened?
A young guy came over.
Oh my God.
Wait, how are you already what did she fuck up now?
She's telling the whole thing all over again.
I want to hear this. I want to hear the story.
Dang it, Gary.
All right, go ahead, Mom.
Guy came over to your father and he was talking to him and he wanted to know, like Dad said, if he in fact was the guy that deflated the beach ball. Dad honed up to it and said he did and why he did it. I really think that if Dad had been a younger man, you know, it might have been confrontational.
Right. He's going to get kicked out of the ballpark for life for coming in, hitting some guy who punctured a beach ball.
Why would he come over to you?
Because he was being a big man. He was impressing his family.
Don't you see how, like, doing this negatively affects the people you're with? Like, to do that when your family's there, that just seems crazy.
Dad does not understand that the whole thing of going to baseball, that it's all a part of the fun.
You're going to tell me about going to baseball?
Dad, she's right. If you want to watch the game, stay at home.
No, that's not watching the game.
Yes, on TV. On TV. No, you listen to me now, okay? I'm not a kid anymore, Dad. You listen to me now.
I'm calm. Get your hands off me.
Oh
my goodness. You guys, you're on a show right now. You know that, right? You're live on a show. Mom, come back on camera. We need to make sure that
I do that too.
Hold on. We need to preserve the family. Bring back Mom.
She left.
Oh, God.
She had to go to yoga class.
Not going. I haven't left yet.
Mom, come back. Come back. We need to preserve the family.
I don't know if I'm going to go to a game with Dad anymore.
Oh, boy. Jessica just did a cartwheel.
People want you to apologize to Donna, by the way.
For what?
Exactly. People are angry that you slapped her hand out of your face.
Oh, no one saw her pinching the nerve on my neck while she was standing.
You close that down?
Rubbing your neck, telling me to calm down.
Oh, rubbing my neck.
Well, she was pinching your neck, eh?
No, I will not.
That was the first act of violence.
I was rubbing his shoulders and telling him to calm down.
Oh, yeah. You could tell it was very comfortable. Okay. Anyway, where are we?
So you were refusing to issue an apology.
What's the good apologize? The good apology, I believe, is if anyone was offended, I apologize.
Yeah,
that's the best.
Definitely not the good apology. Does that explain something to you guys? I mean, this is my life. It's not a joke. This is my life. God damn it.
So the reason that this is tea, the reason that this is drama is of course because Ethan Klein called out Will Smith for hitting Chris Rock at the Oscars, and then also Ethan went on to tweet out, oh well, if Will Smith does that, what does he do with his wife at home? You know, insinuating that Will Smith was somehow violent to Jada behind closed doors. Now, isn't this funny? Isn't this tea? Because what we're seeing here is a real heated argument between Ethan's mum and dad, Donna and the dad. You know, you can see that Donna is pissed. in this. She is pissed. And Ethan was trying to kind of say, okay, you know, I want to hear her side of things. He was kind of siding with his mum, wanting to hear her side of things of what happened at this baseball game. And the dad is just like, grumpy old man. It's so funny. But also, it's just really ironic because Ethan, like I said, called out Will Smith for hitting Chris Rock. And now here you've got Ethan's mum and dad hitting each other. Ethan did kind of make a nod to that, saying, oh, well, that explains a lot. And it's like, you know, saying, oh, this is my life. This isn't a joke. It's like, Ethan, you know, you can't just insinuate that people like Will Smith are kind of, you know, wife beaters. You can't do that. You know, that is slander. You really can't do that to somebody. But that is what Ethan did in his podcast that was talking about the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock incident. You know, you really can't though. I mean, you know, that is just slander. So watching this clip with Ethan's mum and dad was very interesting. Also, Ethan talking about not having sponsors anymore because of the things that he said and did on his own podcast. And it was his own fault, mind you. You know, nobody else to blame, Ethan. Nobody else to blame but yourself for this one. But it's just comedy at this point. It is just comedy. You know, oh yeah, Ethan Klein wants to call out everybody else for, you know, their misbehaviour. But look at Ethan Klein himself. You know, Ethan Klein. And then you've got people like Def Noodles who've also been really sticking up for Ethan Klein. You know, saying things like, oh, you know, you can't cancel Ethan and all of this. You know, Ethan was just making a joke. And Def Noodles was really capping for Ethan Klein. Def Noodles was really sticking up for Ethan Klein. When in the past he's talked about other people doing similar things. And Def Noodles has gone in on people for making homophobic remarks and all of that. You know, he's really gone in on people who do things like that. He's gone in on people like Blair White for making kind of anti-trans remarks and things like this. Yet when it comes to Ethan Klein, Def Noodles has been, you know, very complimentary about Ethan Klein, and he's not bashing Ethan Klein for what Ethan did on the H3 podcast. So it's kind of messed up of Def Noodles, if you ask me, to do that. It's messed up to stick up for Ethan for doing something that Def Noodles has called many other people out for. Anyway, I'm going to leave that topic right there. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting my busted little channel, and I will see you very soon on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.